What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mag. So some massive news has just broke in the football world, and of course it is the fact that there was a meeting today, of course, to put through a proposal of anchoring in the Premier League. That would of course mean that the team at the bottom of the league, everybody would have to coincide with the spending of that team. So if you say that that team's on 100 million, then everybody of course can spend that plus the amount it is then times as well. Now it's being talked about that it could be a 4.5 times, 5 times or 6 times the broadcast income. This is all of course being reported on by Martin Ziegler. It's also being talked about by Kieran Maguire as well, who everybody should know is a pretty credible guy when it comes to football financing news. And of course, the statement is as follows. The Premier League clubs agree in principle for spending cap known as anchoring to TV earnings of bottom club. Man City, Man United, Villa voted against, and Chelsea abstained on the rule. It will now go to the AGM. But Kieran Maguire talking about it, of course, seeing much talk about new financial control measures based on total spend on player wages, amenization and agent fees being a multiple of the broadcast revenue for the lowest TV earner in the Premier League. If the multiplier is 4.5 times, then only 2 clubs would have to reduce spending and others can spend more. There is a graph, of course, as well that he has put up of the teams, and the bottom team in the graph, of course, being shown is Brentford, who could spend 353 million. Then, of course, Bournemouth is 342 million. But in that graph is our team, Newcastle United, of course, who can spend 222 million more than Man City, Liverpool, Man U, Arsenal, Spurs and Chelsea. Chelsea would have to spend 84 million less. Man City would have to spend 43 million less if the multiplier was 4.5 times. If the multiplier, however, was 5 times, then Chelsea would have to spend 32 million less. Man City could only spend 8 million more, but Newcastle, we could spend 274 million more. And of course, that would mean that then Chelsea would be the only team would have to cut their spending down. And if it went to, of course, a reported 6%, if the anchoring is set at 6 times the lowest team, then all clubs could spend. But remember, those clubs playing in the European competitions, of course, for the Champions League, however, would have to abide by the 70% of revenue rule separately. So if it was a 6 times anchoring of the lowest team, then Chelsea would be able to spend 72 million more. Man City would be able to spend 112 million more. But Newcastle, however, we would be able to spend 378 million more. And if it was the way it's being talked about as well, that the lowest earner for TV revenue in 100 million, then, you know, it's going to be looking really promising for us Newcastle United fans moving forward. Hopefully I have explained that the best I can. To be honest, I'm not amazing on financial stuff, but hopefully I have explained that to the best of my ability. But if you want to, of course, hear a bit more about it, best to go check out Kieran Maguire's posts. He talks about it in a lot more detail. That was just a couple of his posts that he put out on it. Martin Ziegler as well, reporting this as well on his Twitter account. So go check out Martin Ziegler over on there as well. But he also put up another post, Martin Ziegler, talking as well on this topic. And it was, of course, a response from the PFA, who says, "We'll wait to see the details of proposals, but we would oppose any measures that would place a hard cap on player wages. There is an established process in place to ensure proposals like this, which would directly impact our members, have to be properly consulted on." But this rule is definitely going in, but it will not go into effect until the 25-26 season. So not next season, but the season after. So we'll continue on as normal for the rest of this season and the summer window into next season. And then the season after that will be when this rule comes into effect. And, with that being the case, I say what we should do is we should go out in the summer window and spend big, because we know that this is coming into effect. So we should be able to go out there and spend big on players and still be able to, stay within the rules that will be coming into effect in the 25-26 season, which is these rules. So let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Hopefully, like I say, I have explained it clearly enough. But let us know what your thoughts are on this. This is massive, massive news for Newcastle United. This is massive news for Premier League moving forward. Not just Newcastle, but other teams in the Premier League as well. The teams outside of the established elite, who, of course, the established elite themselves were very sceptical on this one. And a lot of them, as I just said earlier on in the video, were very much against this going through. And surprisingly, a few teams like Aston Villa themselves, were also against it going through. I don't know why, because this benefits them hugely. It will benefit us hugely. Benefits anybody that is trying to break up that established elite in the Premier League, the cartel, as it has been referred to on many occasions. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, remember, like, share, subscribe to the channel. And of course, you can go check out my store where you can buy some merch. The only one I've got up at the moment, however, is Eddie Howe print. So if that is something that floats your boat, then head on over there, purchase it, and of course, it will be sent to you in the mail. And until next time, I'll see you all later. And how are the lads?